All right, good afternoon, everybody. I want to throw in my 2 cents in with the whole mutahar, aka Some Ordinary Gamer. I have mentioned him in the past in some of my videos, and I am a fan of his. Not like a hardcore fan where I watched every video he made, but I have watched a handful, a good amount. Every time he uploads, I do check it out and see what he's talking about. So I thought he was, he's a cool guy. And again, this video is not about bashing on the guy. And for anybody that's wondering who's mutahar, some guy that's, as the name says, he's an ordinary guy that, well, supposed to be, and he play games and talks about computer technician type stuff, and he talks about engineering. So we're gonna get to that. And the thing is, he lied about a lot of things, like his credentials. Like he was engineering, and he really wasn't. Like, I mean, the way he worded it is like he was some kind of engineer, and that's not fair to the people that's really are engineer, that busted their butt to become an engineer, just to have someone that's not really an engineer, like, throw the name around like that. That's like me saying I was in the military and all I done was just sweep the round for one day at the office, at the recruiting office. But I said, oh yeah, I was in the military. I mean, I took the broom and swept on the floor around there. No, that doesn't make you a guy that's from the military. It just makes you some janitor that just cleaned around in the military. You don't know what it was like for those guys that went through the military and all that. So you cannot try to pretend you're something that you're not. And that is what I'm getting at. It was this guy, he's basically trying to be something that he's not. And as the name goes, you should just be what you already are, just some ordinary guy, which you was, which that's why I started watching you. Like, and again, I'm not trying to bash on the guy. I think he's a cool guy to grab a beer with, but you cannot go around lying about stuff like that, because that type of stuff will make you not liked about a lot of people. You are not going to get the world to like you. No, there's people that don't like Keanu Reeves, and he's the coolest guy I could think of. And there's people that will bash on him. So you cannot be loved by everyone. Now, again, some ordinary gamer, as the name says, you are just some ordinary guy. You don't have to lie about your credentials just to get people to like you, just to show that you some authority that, yeah, I'm a engineer. Because you threw that name a lot and it made you look bad, because you really wasn't. And not only that, you talked about how YouTube is like a side hustle. It's my side thing. I just do it for fun and all that. And I didn't really believe that. I even questioned that myself. I'm like, nah, that's not true. You telling me you make all that money on YouTube and that's your side thing and you do it for fun, and it's just like you work a 9-to-5 job. I'm just like everybody else and all that. No, man. If YouTube's your thing, your full-time job, why lie about it? You don't have to lie about that type of thing. You could just say that, yeah, YouTube is my full-time. I don't work a 9-to-5 job, and I'm no engineer, but I have, took courses on it, but I never passed the test or anything. That's fine. Why? You don't have to go as far as try to brag about these things, because again, it makes you look horrible. Like, I don't know why I guess you was trying to be liked by everybody, and again, you can't be liked by everybody. So again, I hope that, I know he made like an apology video, which he slipped in for 2 minutes, and it wasn't really much of an apology. It was just like, hey, I guess you caught me, big deal, I didn't mean to, yada yada. I mean, you should come up on here and say, hey, I tried to appeal to everybody and I failed, it goofed up, and now I, should have never done that. I really wasn't an engineer. I should have just never said that. I mean, you're pretty sure you know that you can't throw names like that. That's like me being in the military and saying that I'm some military veteran and I never was a veteran before. You got to be careful about those type of things, because you can really offend somebody that really was in the military or an engineer or anything like that. I mean, those credentials is it's just you got to be careful about those things, man. So anyway, again, this guy, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's not a bad person. I think he's just confused. And he tried to be liked by everybody. And now he realized that, oh, I screwed up. What do I do? Because now a lot of people are going to hate me for it. Just come open, come clean. Just tell the truth. Like, hey, you screwed up and that's it. Now, I'm going to bring up my situation. The whole Christian episode. I know you guys waiting for that. Now, I tried my best to help this guy, this Christian. I honestly did not know much of him. Yes, I've heard of Christian. But when I made that video about him before, I wasn't sure if this was really him, because it was like, okay, who's this strange person walking around Walmart in some skirt and whatever? I don't judge people, but I just thought that was just awkward. And I was like, okay, who is this really Christian, or was it a copycat? And some people say, yeah, that's Christian and all that. And I talked to them and tried to just to find out what's the big deal about him. Like, because this was before I seen any of the documents, and I didn't know much about him. But anyway, I'm not trying to make this video about him. My point is that I try to help somebody that's unhelpable. Maybe 30 years ago, I could have helped this person before the internet blew up. But unfortunately, I wasn't there, and there's nothing I could do. So I take ownership of I screwed up. Like, I should have never touched the poop, and I touched the poop, and the poop touched back, and now I'm screwed. So I guess I got the curse, and I'm trying to wipe it away. I'm not going to just delete everything, because obviously I can't hide that. There's something that did happen. I acknowledge it, and I just wish, I could be forgiven for just trying. I mean, because the thing is, I'm just a good guy to try to help everybody, and I wasn't looking for fame and fortune and none of that stuff. I just thought, well, this guy's autistic. I'm going to try to help him, maybe. And then I realized that he really did that with mommy, and he's just, he's lunatic. So, and hopefully he get help that he need, because that would be great if he do get the help. But I tried to help him, and none of that really worked. So anyway, what can I do? So I guess this is what, let me open the windows. It is hot. So this is the thing. I just wish that Mutahar will realize that what he done was, he screwed up, and just, own up to it. Be a man, own up to it. Say, hey, I screwed up. Maybe will you guys forgive me? And, we can move on from this and whatever, because, you really did lie about a lot of that stuff, and I don't know what to say to you. So, anyway, I don't want to drag the video on too long. Guys, what do you think about this whole situation? If y'all even know Mutahar, I'm pretty sure y'all do. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may don't, but it's just some YouTuber I personally like watching, because I thought he was a really cool guy. And he's not bad. He's just confused, and he don't know how to, if you're a real engineer, you will know how to get out of this situation. The best way to get out of the situation is just to tell the truth. You just be honest, tell the truth, and just say, hey, I screwed up or whatever, and then that's it. And I'm pretty confident everything will slowly get back together, but then people, the internet won't forget, but they may possibly forgive if you are true to your word. Anyway, I'm just some random guy. I'm just a random guy that don't know much. I'm just some DoorDash / Uber Eats guy, and that's it. Like, I don't do much, but I still, I like to throw in my 2 cents in from here and then there. So tell me what you guys think about it. I'm gonna get back to work because daddy gotta make the bread and do the real 9 to 5 grind. Not that fake, because if I were, like in his position, mutahar, I would have been like, yep, I don't work. I don't do 9 to 5 anymore, but I do respect the grind. I used to do the grind, and no longer I have to do the grind. That's it. That's all you got to say. And that's like, so, I mean, you don't need to appeal to the 9 to 5 community. I mean, you did the grind, but just be yourself. It's the reason why I watched The Ordinary Gamer, because you was a ordinary guy that played freaking games. And that is why I enjoy watching your content. You was just ordinary. So be ordinary and continue playing those games and stuff, instead of trying to like appeal to everybody. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm sweating. I gotta turn the AC on. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.